criminal defense attorney Adam Spicer in the studio. Just by saying criminal defense makes you sound more guilty to me.
Well, I don't think it makes me sound guilty, Todd.
If I'm like, I had to hire a criminal defense attorney, it makes you sound like you're starting out with the word criminal. Positive thinking, be like defense attorney.
You know, I always say I'm a criminal and constitutional defense attorney, and that's really because when you're charged with a crime, even something as simple as an infraction, simple traffic ticket, that's really when your constitutional protections are at their greatest, Todd. So, I mean, I am a constitutional defense attorney. Anytime I'm in court with a client, I'm looking to make sure all their rights are protected.
So you're very defensive.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I know. Last week was National Boat Safety Awareness Week, and you deal a little bit with those kind of issues, issues on the water, safety issues, laws on the water.
Yeah, Todd, it was Memorial Day concluded what was National Boat Safety Week, and with the weather we've had the last couple days, it's totally appropriate to be talking about being on the water just because of how nice it is up here. But, you know, it was an opportunity for really boaters around the whole country to think about the upcoming summer, think about safety. We had the Coast Guard up here in Lake Tahoe doing free boat inspections. This is totally separate than the, Lake Tahoe boat inspections that you need to put your boat in the water.
Right, we're looking for the clams and milfoil.
Yeah, and I think we just saw a commercial about that.
Yeah.
But the Coast Guard was up here basically checking the condition of your watercraft, making sure you have everything on board, enough life jackets, a paddle, a fire extinguisher, and just going over with boat operators some of the rules of the waterway.
How about, God, I remember as a kid, I grew up back east, kind of around the Chesapeake Bay area, and people drank beer. I can actually remember my dad and his buddies, they drink beers, and then they would take them and put them in the water to fill them and sink them, different times.
Well, I hope they're not doing that in Lake Tahoe because we don't want trash in our lake.
Since then. They had that great commercial with the Indian, the Native American with the tear running out, don't pollute, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it seemed like it was no issue to drink on a boat back then, and now it seems like it's much more strict. But maybe also for a lot of people that get in a boat, they don't look at it the same as operating a motor vehicle on the roads, because we know that drinking and driving is a big risk.
Big trouble,
yes, big trouble. But maybe not as big of a campaign to educate people on the water.
I don't think so. There really isn't, and we could use that here, being the size of our lake. But I think people come up here and they don't really realize all the different law enforcement agencies that are patrolling our lake. Our lake's in 2 states, so we have sheriffs from both sides of the lake. We have the Coast Guard, and boating under the influence of alcohol, that's a big one. It can affect your driver's license the same way a DUI can.
Is that right?
But they're looking for other things too. Just generally unsafe boating. If you're...
Because we have the Coast Guard on the lake full time, which always seems a bit confusing for some people. You go, well, there's no coast to guard.
Yeah, but they still have jurisdiction over the nation's waterways. So the Coast Guard does patrol the lake in addition to the sheriffs. Yeah. But they're looking for lots of things. They're looking for speeding in no wake zones. Are your kids wearing life jackets? Do you have too many people on the boat?
How old do the children need to be before they can go? They can free ball it without the life jacket.
If
they
you're,
call it?
I don't think that's the term they have in the statute. No, I don't think it says that in the statute.
Okay.
But
that's why you're here. That's why you're here to educate us.
Help clear up those things. Yeah.
Okay.
So
up to 18 is that
up
what
to
you
18.
said?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, you got to have your life jacket on. And that little sticker on your boat saying how many people can be on the boat. You can be cited if you have too many people on the boat. Kids aren't wearing life jackets. You got to pay your registration every year on your boat, just like you do on your car.
Yeah.
And we talked about the Lake Tahoe boat inspections. If you're skipping that, they're going to be after you.
Which is almost impossible, though. And how would you get a boat in the water without?
Well, there were some cases last summer. I haven't heard anything this summer.
I think it's a little tighter this year. Yeah.
I think so. they really try and push for those boat inspections.
Like midnight and put it into the boat ramp or something.
That's the campaign that that they really are pushing here in Tahoe.
Huge.
They really are pushing for those boat inspections, and it's important up here.
Yeah.
But you know what I say, whether you're in trouble on the land or in the water, everyone should have a free consultation. Everyone should know.
An amphibious defense attorney.
I'm not quite the swimmer, but but no matter where you're in trouble in Tahoe, I'm licensed in both California and Nevada, and I like to give everyone a free consultation. If you can't come see me while you're up here, give me a call. We'll talk about your case, talk about defenses. I'll make sure you know your rights, and not just your rights, the whole procedure. A lot of times if someone's arrested for a DUI, they've never been in trouble before. They don't deal with district attorneys, judges, bail bondsmen, And it's my job to help them through the process, basically. Not only explain to them their possible defense and their rights, but really help them along the way, make sure someone's in their corner, and that's what I'm there for.
How big a deal is it, like, you know, you end up in some type of trouble to when they come around and start asking you questions to not say anything? Because you hear that, you know, you have the right to remain silent. You get, you know, like when it gets to that point, I mean, can you still talk? Well, I wasn't looking, or I was doing this.
Well,
you just need to shut up. Is that
I'm
it?
glad you brought that up, Todd. I tell people, you know, if they have an interaction with the police, don't talk. You know, a lot of people think they're kind of explaining their way out of the situation, but that old saying, you know, anything you say can and will be used against you, it's very true. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
It was just a thought.
Probably TV.
Yeah, watching Law and Order. Thank you. This guy's great, huh? Yeah, I watch a lot of TV. That's how I know. But that, I mean, isn't there some point like where they pull up and they go, well, what happened? You just go.
Well, at some point, you know, they're kind of investigating the crime, and then, you know, you don't really have that right to remain silent yet if you.
How do you know when that line is drawn?
It's really, it's a tough line, and we fight about it in court, but it really comes down to whether or not you're actually detained. So if you have the freedom to leave, then they don't have to tell you about your right to remain silent. However, if you're being detained and they're going to try and question you, at that point, your Fifth Amendment right comes to life.
Which one's the right to bear arms?
Second Amendment.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Adam Spicer, keep up the good work. So to get a hold of you, I guess the phone number is
it's
up there.
Yeah, it's 530-539-4130 or adamspicerlaw.com.
Yeah, I know the main reason you want to come in is just kind of keep your face out there and let people know, hey, I'm here. If you know, it's like you said one time, I think, nobody really likes a lawyer until they really need one, right? It's like a cop, you know?
Everyone likes their own lawyer.
That's exactly right. Well, keep up the good work. Adam Spicer, Law Offices, I think the phone number was up there. We'll take another quick break and come back to wrap it up here for Events and Entertainment in Lake Tahoe.